You are now rocking with the best G-Wade Radio Show with G-Wade.
What's up? It's your boy G-Wade holding it down.
The G-Wade Radio Show. Better. Never sounded so good.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy G-Wade holding it down. G-Wade Radio Show, GWadeRadioShow.com. And I'm kicking it alongside with my man Deacon Dirty. And we got a special guest in the building. Met him a couple of days ago in the studio with my man MC Nice. Nice was playing some bangers up in that joint too, bruh. Yeah. DaLomonze is in the building. What's happening, fam?
Man, nothing too much, man. God is good.
Yes, sir.
All I can do is just say that I'm glad to be here.
That's what's up. Now, you came into town to work on the project with Nice?
No, I came into town just to meet him, just to actually meet him in person. I heard he was in town. You know, flights was cheap. Even though I actually wound up buying it twice because
that's right. Stuff happened, right?
Yeah. But you know,
from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yep.
That's what's up. What's the scene like in Cleveland, man?
Honestly, right now, Cleveland is
somebody else is from there too. I'm just
we got a Columbus in the house.
Right.
I'm actually staying in Akron right now.
Okay.
But you know, Cleveland is really down right now. It's not a lot going on. I mean, it really hasn't been a lot. We hoped the championship would have brought something more.
Right.
But it really just it brought more hope, and nothing wrong with that.
Well, hope is good. Yeah. Keep hope alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely that.
And then, so you are an R&B singer.
So I'm an inspirational gospel artist.
Inspirational gospel. Okay.
Also write pop. You know, I'm a studio engineer.
Vocals is off the chain because I was listening. I was like, okay.
That's what's up. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of times for me, even though the name of Jesus is powerful, I don't negate that at all. And if he leads me when I'm in the process of writing, I go with it. Albeit. But a lot of times I'm just writing off of experience, and I'm writing just off of life. You know, I feel there are different sectors when it comes to music, especially in the Christian scene. You know, there's the I would say just the church in general. You know, there's the pastor who's in the pulpit. There's the choir who's singing to the you know, people in the sanctuaries. People that's the deacons that's leading them to, leading them to their seats. You know, and there's the person who's outside like, man, go in there.
Right.
You know, there's some real hope. There's some real. You know, I know stuff is tough out here. Go in there, you can really get some love, some hope, and that's me. You know, so you know, it's just a different, as a missionary, you speak a different language.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, let's talk about your background. So from Ohio, was the path always music?
Yes, man. From the jump, I found out I could sing at music class, and you know, we were teaching. They were teaching how to play the recorder.
Okay.
And you know, my teacher would, you know, play the key on the piano, and then, you know, she'd have us play it, and you know, she played it, and then she was like, okay, now hum it, and then, you know, they had everybody in class hum it, and then it was like, hold on, you hum it again.
Yeah, you.
And just hit another note. Come to find out, she was a piano player for the Cleveland Orchestra Children's Singing Chorus.
Oh, wow, okay.
And she got me in there.
Yeah,
man, she got me in there. I actually went from a soprano to a tenor to soprano to alto to a tenor.
Wow.
In the 3 years I was in there.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so you can do a 3-part all by yourself.
Yeah. So I started, you know, learning just that's when I learned to kind of flex and use my voice.
Okay.
And from there, I was a Brian McKnight fan, and Tevin Campbell, and Usher, you know, and that's where the R&B came, you know. And you know, first song I ever wrote was for my friend's cousin.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I wrote it. I wrote it. I wrote it on the way home, and I sang it to her, and she was like, "That's cute."
Ah, that's funny. That's cute. That's all I get.
Did not get the
He's
girl.
Like, this is my Mac Daddy vibes I'm giving you. You know what I'm saying? That's too funny.
Her mama was rooting for it too. She was like, come on, we sing good and everything.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Well, you know, love lost, you know what I'm saying? Her loss.
Yeah, her loss.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
I found something way better.
There it is. So, after high school, college?
So after high school, you know, I took a year off.
Okay,
you know,
the gap
flew flew to California.
Okay.
Lived there for about 3 months.
Really?
Actually, in my time there, I was doing some work with Mario's old producer
Okay.
and Albie Short's son, James Brown's son. And it felt like it would be great, but I also saw it was somebody that wanted to like sign me for a writing contract for 4 years.
Wow.
7 songs a week for 4 years.
Really?
And I was like, no. I was like, I don't want to write trash. I don't want to just be
Now, when you say write trash, you mean as in
like at the time I was young. I was 17.
Okay,
Yeah, well,
gotcha.
I was 18. I felt like I would just write whatever would pop in my head and it just be whatever.
Gotcha.
Like I like creating stuff meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
From when I was 14, I wrote a song creating a story about somebody who was a inmate in jail just trying to push through and have hope. Like I don't know why I thought that way, but that's how I thought,
Okay.
So my writing meant something, and I didn't want to just create just to create, It had to have purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So I just remember sitting on the rooftop in Cali, and I was just like, I got to go back because somebody told me before, a man without a plan to get used by a man with the plan.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to be the man with the plan.
Yeah.
So
that
went
makes
back,
sense.
went to college.
Let me go on
Got
with this
saved, got
education.
married, and everything changed.
You met her in college?
So I actually met her. I was going to pick up girls in college.
Okay.
Just being completely
Out here
honest.
finessing.
Yes, but she was the first girl I met, and it ruined my whole
Wow, that's too funny.
to
What
be
college?
a pimp. Kent State University.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I actually had met her before I had moved to Cali.
Okay.
And she was gonna move out there with me and
Wow.
everything. But after 3 months, I moved back, and she
Mhm.
was like, "You killed our dreams, our hope."
She saw herself in the heels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was out
Wow.
there being ratchet anyway. So.
That's too funny. All right. So college, what was the degree?
I
degree in?
actually went for business management.
Really?
Yeah.
I went for business management. Now I'm a college dropout. I didn't. It just was not for me, dude. I tried.
yeah.
I attempted. I was like, I'm not feeling this. I don't know. I can't fully engage the way I thought that I tried to do.
Yeah.
And I took gaps.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I wasn't. A year later then went. It was years later, but I still could not get with it, man.
Well, it took me 3.5 years to wind up with an associate's degree. 'Cause by that point, I had realized what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
I actually wanted to go and get a master's in acoustical engineering.
Really? Now what is that?
So pretty much they study the sound of spaces.
Okay.
And they, if I need to add Oralex padding or,
Gotcha.
I
always wondered what that was. Okay, how
man,
do dudes know that?
It's intricate, man. It's just the way the sound travels. It was just. It was
And
very
are
intricate
you
to me.
doing that based off of ear, or are you doing that based off of some kind of technology, some kind
Both.
of piece of equipment?
Both. You got to have the ear for it, and you got to, also be able to analyze the room with the equipment you have.
Right.
And a lot of it is math. Believe it or
Really?
not. Yeah.
Man, I knew that algebra was gonna come. Trigonometry was gonna need it. Right. Wow.
Kids now got calculators in their pockets.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
you really
True
don't-
that. Well, shoot, we
gotta
all do at
push.
this point.
Yeah.
So, wait. So, using math to calculate sound.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yep. A lot of times it's through the programming you use and
Mhm.
all of that, and then you're like, okay, well, based on, what we've
So
what
it's
we've
room
found
size,
out. Yeah.
ceiling height.
Oh yeah, all of that
What's
matters.
in the room.
Yeah, square rooms are terrible for recording.
Really?
atmospheres. Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah. And I actually by that point, I had actually helped with building 2 recording studios.
Uh-huh.
So like that's what made it even more of intriguing to me. I was already engineering and
Yeah,
recording
yeah.
people, so I was already into all things sound.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I was like, that's what I'm gonna do.
I say,
do
I
it.
know what to do with my life. Oh, good for you, man, because it took me a minute, bro. Took me a minute to figure it out. But that's what's up. How did you meet Nice?
Actually, I started working with the PR agency, Nate Thompson, and I had got onto one of her live videos.
Okay.
Actually, so I'll go from the beginning.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if you heard of Making It Mag.
Making it, yeah, of course. Conic.
Yeah,
what's-
Kelby.
Kelby, yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. I actually I had sent my song on a Sunday to to be played during
Okay.
Making It Mag's thing. I paid the
Fee.
paid the fee
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
to
yeah.
do the VIP submission,
Mhm.
so it at least get played. Because my thing is, even if you don't like it, I want to know the why. So I
Right,
don't.
right, right.
I'm like, educate me on how to be
Mhm.
better.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because I'll do that for anybody whose stuff I hear. You know, so that's what I wanted. You know, and he was like, man, I love this. He sent it to Nay. Nay
Mm-hmm.
hit me up, was like, hey, I want to play this live for just for my people, for my Rise magazine.
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And MC Nice was watching the live.
Okay.
And it's like, he was like, I want to work with that
Yeah,
dude.
who was
I
this
want to
dude?
do
Right, right,
something.
right.
Yeah. So, I actually wind up going further with Nay. She's my PR now.
Mhm.
And, Nice was talking about, possibly doing a collab.
Yeah, yeah. Nice is nice,
or
man.
doing a remix
Mhm.
to the On a Sunday.
Okay.
To, kind of further it.
Right, right.
So,
Now, on
I
the
was
Sunday,
like,
Jeff, y'all don't know, that's your single.
yes.
Hot joint.
It features my, two good friends,
Mhm.
Watchman D and Captain Virtue. And, Nice loved it. And, just through this time working with Nay, I was like, man, I want to meet him. And then,
Right.
like I said, a conversation, and she was like, yeah, he'll be in Atlanta. He's been in Atlanta recording his project.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'll be there.
So I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah, I'm pull up. No, real quick.
Right. Now that's what's up. Yeah, man. I've been to that studio once before, sitting in on Nice's sessions, and I like the way he works because he can something. He has an ear that I remember he had the singer coming in to do a hook or whatever. Dude just kind of walked in from somewhere, worked somewhere. I don't know where he came from, and he was like, "All right, darn near went straight into the booth." And so he sang the hook.
Yeah.
Nice heard it, and he was like, "Sing it like," and he was naming artists.
Mm-hmm.
And as he named the artist, the guy was just giving
Jumping
the
in
flavor,
there.
and I was like, okay, because he just has this ear the way he wants it to sound.
Yeah.
And his music, his production is big. It's not like when you think hip hop,
Mhm.
it's kind of it's not that much production put into what I'm saying. But his music is full. I'm like, you hear all the back drums, you hear all the keys, you hear all the riffs, the guitars, all this kind of stuff. So he has an ear for the sound he's looking for. Are you engineering any of his projects?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I hope to get to that point, eventually. But
Right.
I'm not rushing it because
Mhm.
it allows me to be able to concentrate on my stuff. Like I already got enough artists in Cleveland and Akron.
Are you working with artists there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've past 8 years. I've at past 10 years actually. Past 10 years I've been working with people, and I've had the same, a lot of times the same rotating clients.
Right.
And I've gone from like 4 or 5 people that I worked with to 45 people now. You
Okay.
know?
Wow.
And most of the time I haven't been promoting. They've just been
Word of mouth.
Yeah, word of mouth.
Right.
So,
Right.
God
Well, that's
has been
dope.
good.
I think that's the best kind of promotion right there when it's word of mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause-
And then I get to control it too, especially because I've from starting.
Yeah,
I started out in my apartment recording people.
Okay.
To working. It's a guy named Fatty Banks that I had met when I was younger. I was doing stuff in his studio,
Mhm.
and after I went to college and learned more, and I started doing stuff in my house. I was like, "Hey, Fatty, I record now."
Right.
He was like, "I need an engineer in my spot."
Wow.
So I was able to take people that was recording in my house there.
Right there, yeah.
Then another spot in Cleveland of
Okay.
his, and then it was about 4 or 5 different places. But
Mhm.
every time, God is like one
One
up
up,
the
yeah.
last place.
Wow.
So
So are you
yeah.
ready to take that trip back to Cali now?
Ah,
So you can start get that writing deal.
I don't
to
know,
the-
man.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I want to have more control of myself,
Gotcha.
That was more of since he was the producer, it was like, you got to use my beats.
Right.
You got to,
Yeah.
it creates that confinement,
Mhm.
So I think God opening the doors, with some of the stuff, especially some stuff I have, man, I'm like, man, this is great. I
Right.
said, but I don't know when I'll be able to release it, so I'll just sell it.
So how has the pandemic affected you in terms of production and all that and recording?
been
and everything? Really?
Yes.
It ain't slow down nothing?
It's been great.
Wow.
I mean,
people at
it's-
home bored. They're like, I gotta go record.
It slowed me down mentally because
Okay.
I lost my father-in-law.
Oh, sorry to hear
and
that,
I
man.
lost my aunt and I lost my cousin.
Wow. It's all
at the
COVID
top of
related?
this. My father-in-law was so my No, my grandmother. My grandmother was COVID related.
Okay.
And that was the most recent one.
Wow.
My father-in-law, it was due to COVID, him not being able to get into the hospital, back to the hospital in order to do the surgery he needed to. That
Really?
you know, kind of was one of the side factors for that one.
Wow. Sorry
And
to hear
you know,
that.
the others were just casualty of war.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
in Cleveland. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like outside of that, like, but honestly, those people motivated me even more, you know?
Mhm.
So, you know, them being gone, it's like, well, now I gotta make it. Like, I gotta do something
Yeah.
because like they were like, don't stop. They were all the people that were like, I'm like, man, the devil trying to kill off my motivation. He trying to take my hope,
Right,
you know?
right.
But honestly, the business in the studio it picked
Mhm.
up. In the process of the grieving, my job was like, yeah, you ain't concentrating. You got to go.
Yeah, I remember you was talking about that.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
you
and
sitting
it wound
there.
up being great. I was happy. I wound up being one of the great.
And we don't pay you to think about songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah. I wound up being one of the, one of the ones who, you know, I didn't ask to be unemployed, you know, but it's been beneficial because my kids are at home. You know, I have 4 kids.
Virtual learning.
Yeah, you know, virtual learning, and you know, I gotta be there for them, and
Yeah.
you know, dealing with the grief, you know, that we've had. Like, I can't imagine having to, you know, go to work,
Yeah.
you know, there, and then the studio is that's my outlet,
Right,
you know.
right,
So I've
right.
had nothing but time to be able to be creative, to you know, even throw myself in other people's projects, help them with theirs.
Okay.
So it's
Did
been
you do
it's
vocal
been great.
coaching and everything too?
I do studio vocal coaching. People
Gotcha.
keep asking me to vocal coach, but
Okay.
I'm like, I haven't
Well, what's the
had
difference?
formal training myself. The difference for me is I can't tell you exactly what exercises you need to do for your specific voice. You
Gotcha.
know, I can't tell you to raise your larynx in order to,
mhm.
you know, like,
Yeah, I'm
like
with
I
you.
don't know exactly, but I can tell you, like, okay, you know, I'm going to raise the microphone a little higher so it helps you. You know, take one ear off so you hear
you hear
your,
yourself,
your,
yeah.
your regular voice. You know,
Mhm.
you know, when you hit that high note, raise your eyebrows a little bit to help you out. So it's certain things like that.
That's interesting.
That, you know, they learn those
Yeah,
things
yeah.
in the booth and the recording. It shows,
Mhm.
and then if they remember it and they do it during performance, it helps them. You know.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's one of the. I'm going back a little bit, but that's one of the trainings that they would do for receptionists. They would say answer the phone smiling, because when you smile when you answer the phone, everything's brighter.
Yeah,
You know,
I learned that in customer
Thank you
service
for
too.
calling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if you
yeah.
smile, you
Yeah,
sound happy.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Mhm.
interesting. Okay, that's what's up. But are people flocking or running to the studio because they're just bored because there's nothing to do?
I hope so. They're paying me well to do it.
You know, that's funny because because of COVID, you know, some of our clients, you know, they decided, you know, they're gonna record at home, do Zoom
Yeah,
or
yeah.
online, and I get it. You know, I'm not mad at it, but at the same time, I was like, ooh. And then somebody was telling me about a problem they were having with Zoom, and I was like, good. I want all of y'all to have that problem. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Not hating, but that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are just very inspired at home too.
Yeah,
you
facts.
know, there's a few that I've gotten that ain't did anything in a while. And they're
Yeah.
like, man, it's just
All this stuff
just
got to
been
come
doing,
out,
man. And
Yeah.
I watched Teddy, I watched such and such's videos,
Right,
and
right.
you know, now I'm like, man, I got to do something. So you know, they're excited to get back in.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And even in the people that's been recording at home, you know, I'm like, send it, like record at home,
Yeah,
send it.
yeah.
I'll show you how. I've always even pre-COVID, I've told people, like, if you record stuff at home, I'll show you how to properly record yourself.
Wow. Okay.
In order to send your vocals, you can't imitate the creativity I use in my mixing.
Right.
You know, that's why I don't have a problem working with other engineers either, because I feel like we all have our different ways of doing things, and that's what makes us unique. You know, so
Right.
I'll train other people to engineer. I'll you know, show them how to record themselves at home, because they can just send me the vocals. I get you together. Don't worry.
I'll take care of it.
Right. You tone deaf anyway, so you gonna need me to fix them.
Put this auto tune on you real
vocals.
quick. Are you a fan of auto tune?
Yeah, I am. It's just not the heavy, you know.
Okay.
Everybody needs a little help. And I
little
tell
boost.
people all the time, yeah, you can't say the same thing twice the exact
The
same
same
way,
way,
at
right,
all.
yeah.
You know, so you can't sing the same thing twice the exact same way.
Right, right,
Auto
right.
tune helps give you that little nudge to help even those backing vocals blend more with your main vocals. So
Okay.
yeah, man.
Well, so your top 5 producers,
Ooh.
and that could be of any genre. Just
As
your
far as
top
producers, as far as like studio, studio engineers or just
like
beats?
if you're saying like Timberland.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I mean,
am I using it?
Of course, if you say Timberland, Timberland is Timberland one of the number one. You know,
yeah.
I'm not a big on names.
Okay.
Of course, Timberland. We all know who he is.
Yeah.
I actually like. I don't know if you heard of John Bellion.
No.
John Bellion, he's a pop artist.
Okay.
But I love the things that he's done in his recording and the stuff that he's done.
Right.
Whoever Kendrick Lamar used on To Pimp a Butterfly,
yeah.
took a lot of risks in the recordings, but I love it. I love when people like that, like you can hear that engineer's creativity
absolutely.
and their art form, in works, because a lot of times you don't hear it in rap, it's just the same.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And most of the time it's just one vocal.
There you have it, yeah.
And over a stolen beat on YouTube.
One of the ones they just license out.
But the people you can hear that, you can hear the people that brought the track outs to the studio and really created the song around the.
Now, do you make beats or produce music from start to finish, to scratch, or do you play?
Not. So I always tell people I'm not, because I don't want anybody to commission me for it. But I've done it. I've actually my daughter, she's 14.
Mm-hmm.
We made her first album. I made her first album, 6-track album. She's my muse though.
Mm-hmm.
Like I created all of her tracks. I did everything for her from start to finish.
Yeah.
Just because like I was just, just vibing with that.
Yeah,
I've done some of my own stuff, start to finish. But most of the time it's just got to be the right thing. But most of the time, give me a sample. Give me some samples. I can manipulate them. We can create. That's nothing. Give me a piano sample.
Yeah. He's like, I got this.
Some VSTs. And we moving.
Who would you want to work with? Who are you looking to work with? We say Pharrell.
Oh, okay. See, I'm not surprised.
What song is that?
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh, Pimp a Butterfly. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's
I didn't know
people.
that.
Yeah, it's certain people I want to work with. Like Anderson .Paak is one.
Dude is dope.
Cause he's just very creative.
Yeah, man.
And he's so deep.
Yeah.
He's so deep.
Yeah. Have
I
you heard
love
of PJ Morton?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually was about to say him.
That. Yeah,
I was actually
you heard.
just about to say him because I loved his his album.
Mm-hmm.
And I only heard it because I was like looking at some of the stuff that like hit Grammy last year.
Gotcha.
And I was like, man, let me hear this, man. And I was like, I was loving listening to some of his interviews because he was like, yeah, man, I was Maroon 5, and he was like, my father always joked that I was the maroon in Maroon 5, but I love his personality and just everything, just that he stood for, especially in the songs. Like I create just I think the last year and a half, a lot of my songs have been venting. Like
really?
I've been venting about
what's on your mind? What's happy? Why you happy?
Man, I'm not there. I'm 31, man, and I ain't there.
What's there though? I mean, are you saying there like you're not Grammy nominated there? Like they was having them Grammy problems the other night?
Man, right? Grammy
like,
issues,
what they talking about?
right?
Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. What link?
I'm like, we just trying to find a way to sneak in the side door. Y'all having issues registered.
Y'all talking about how to get y'all songs. Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
No, for me, there is making a living off of what my craft is, being able to support my family,
right.
And then even to the point where I'm able to help other people's career.
Okay.
And I don't mean as in just to manage or anything like that, but to be able to hear talent on the street and be able to say, listen, I got a studio space. You can come. I want to record you. I want to work with you. I want to work with you. If it take 25 hours of studio time to just get you 3 tracks together, like, let's do that. I want to be able to do that on the top because I got the extra funds to not care if I'm making money in the studio. That's there for me, and I'm like, I feel like it's not a lot to ask for when it's so many people out here that's just like, yeah. And they got 60,000 fans and just started rapping, you know, and so I'm like, man, so yeah.
Down there, do you think?
But I've invented, so let me get off this soapbox, man.
That on the album, that vent,
man. No, man, That's been my more inspirational stuff, because a lot of it it's like I'll vent, but then I'm like, but it's okay.
Yeah,
God got me. I know God
Right,
got me.
yeah, you got to end it with that part. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Don't worry.
Through it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's cool.
This too shall pass. You know? I get it. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Because I have that. I think everybody, though, I don't know who's at the top that wants to be at the top. Like, I don't know what Jeff Bezos is saying at this moment. He's like, well, 203 billion ain't enough. Like, I don't know what's his ceiling or what's his limit. I like to experience find out for myself. You know what I'm saying? But I think everybody at some point, you're looking at yourself, but you also, when you see in other people, because that's usually what happens, you're like, well, why I'm not there though?
Right.
But look what it took for you to get from here to there. Yeah. And sometimes we kind of forget it was that process that got us there.
But I appreciate it though. I really do. Like, as much as I'm like, I feel like the proverbial clock is ticking, I appreciate the maturity that I've gotten. Even though I feel like God gave me wisdom beyond my years when I was younger, the experiences that I've gotten makes me appreciate it so much more, especially because I know my vices. I know certain things that I don't want to happen. I don't want to go on tour by myself. I want a team. I want accountability around, not because I'm wild, but because other people are wild. Right. And you never know. I could be in my dressing room and some random naked woman is just
right, and
I have nobody to be like,
get out,
pull her out, and throw her. Oh, my bad.
No, you good.
But like I want certain things just need to be in place. Because I see like Christian Grey.
He's dope too.
Yeah, man. I hear a lot of his interviews and there's certain things that he's like, man.
You hear it in his music.
Wish that, yeah. And I heard it from when I couldn't, but I wanna. Like, that was like, man, like,
he had a Paul moment right there.
You speaking, you telling us,
things I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it connected with me because I'm like, I want to be where you at, but at the same time, I don't want to
be where you at.
Yeah, I want to be where you at. So I want certain things to be in line because I think it's God wants to make sure that His name is intact.
Absolutely.
Once regardless of how talented I am or there's certain things that he says that, he's put in my music, he's like, I've also created you to have music that's timeless. Right. And like, I've hated that too.
Well, you don't think you've made that song yet?
No, it's not that. It's just, it's not that I've hated it. It's been tough for me because I've always made music that was different. Okay. But different is good.
Yeah.
But not to the masses who are used to the regular.
That's the cookie cutter, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I have to find ways to be able to play it enough in their heads for them to understand, like, this is new and different, and you can like this. You know, even though they're like, it sounds like it should be on the radio, but it's different. But it's so they don't know what box to put it in. They don't know what playlist to put it on. So I need to be able to create that space, to be in the right place where I can be able to create that space and not just throw it at them once. And they like, I really liked it. I just don't know where to listen,
Yeah, true.
Where to put it.
Yeah, because radio will just force feed you the one sound.
Because you don't like it most of the time. The first time you listen to a lot of songs, you like, But after you hear it after a while, it's like,
it don't even be on. You just find yourself singing it for some weird reason. Like, why am I?
Yeah, why is this song stuck in my head?
Exactly.
Because you heard it 30
because
times.
You heard it 39 times.
Constant rotation.
It's crazy. And that's that, when they... The promotion that they do at the radio. You know what I'm saying? We can't say the payola. We just got to say the advertising that they do. Right.
And they say with much, Bible says, Ecclesiastes says, with much wisdom comes much sorrow.
True that.
And I said that's why I feel like I've been venting. I've been venting because I've been real sorrowful as a musician.
And I think that's probably it's probably a combination of things. Like you said, you're there is I want to be able to derive my income from this, provide for my family. And then I think at the same time, you could also look at somebody who started yesterday and kind of like all the way up here. And you're like, hold up. Now, I know I'm better than him. I don't know how cocky that sounds, but I know I'm better than that. I produce, whatever. But why? What's the deal?
Right.
I don't even want to say like the church response. Well, it's timing and it's God's time. Because that's what we hear. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're like,
it's true, but you don't want to hear that.
No, I want to be there. That's all I want to do is be there. What's wrong with the time now? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's who they know. Yeah. You know what I mean? They got in the right circle. You know what I mean? It's just so many different ways. And I remember hearing somebody saying, you probably heard it too. What they used to say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And then I heard somebody piggyback on that and say, well, it's not who you know, it's who knows you and who's willing to admit it.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because
I think me and my friend Will was just talking about this, on the way over here. It's statistically you make between $2,000 and $3,000 from your friends. So if somebody is making if your friend is making $20,000, you're either making $17,000 or $23,000. And I was like, it makes sense because if you're actually friends with somebody who's willing to say they know you, they're going to throw opportunity to you. They make $100,000 a year. They're going to be like, oh, a position just opened up. Let me get you in, know?
Paris Smith said it best from EPMD. I forgot which album, one of the Strictly Business, one of the joints back in the 80s joints. In the rap, he's saying, my father said, if you hang with 9 broke friends, you're bound to be the 10th one. So that's exactly what you're saying right now. Yeah, if you hanging with the 20,000 a year, or 40, let's go with 40,000 a year. You're probably going to be in that same bracket.
Right.
People I don't know who Jeff Bezos hangs with. You know what I'm saying? It ain't me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
He ain't stopped by my house.
Not one time. You know what I mean? So I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, you're y'all somewhere in the same ballpark. Because like you said, 100,000, somebody will throw you that. Hey man, you need to go over there because that's how you get it. Yeah. We just gotta figure out where they at so we can go get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I threw out so many hints yesterday with Nice. I was like, I'll take a credit.
Right.
I just want to go on the end of the track. Just let me. You can hide me in the back.
I thought you were on one of the joints. That's why I thought you were there. I thought you had recorded.
No. I threw out enough hints. He was like, I got you.
Yeah.
He said, I got you.
Nice is nice, though. But he's cool like that. I mean, he seems to do things without a motive. Without it being something financially attached to it.
And that's why I wanted to meet him. Because, it's like, a lot of people you'll hear like, oh, they such and such want to do something. And I'm like, okay, but I want to hear his heart. I want to really see where he's at. Right. I saw nothing but genuine, man. I saw, nothing but genuality out of him. And I definitely, want to do.
No, I think you got a good connect with Nice like that because, like I said, I just met him. I forgot through Ehud or somehow or another he came to the studio a year or two ago, and he's just been cool ever since. But I've just, you don't hear anything. Like nobody's like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was working with him, but you don't hear nothing. It's just like, he good peoples, so that's a good thing. You know what I mean? So, and he seems like the type of guy who will pass your name along. Because, again, willing to admit it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if the opportunity presents itself, because he was talking about Africa, it may be for you. Or the show that he was talking about. I don't know if he can talk about it. But, even the show type of thing.
Yeah.
The opportunities are there. But I think that connect is a good connect to have. So, I feel like you're going to be on the track soon.
Well, God willing.
Right. On a Sunday, where'd that song come from?
So that song, actually, I had the track and the hook.
You produced it?
No, okay. I didn't produce it. That was something I actually co-produced on that one.
Okay.
And I added the violinist. I had someone come in and and jump on there. And she killed
Who was it?
Man. Her name is Jamie Vaughn.
What if it was Sassy? Because she works with an artist that plays the violin, Sassy Bo Flow. I was like, that'd have been too funny.
Yeah, she came in, and threw her sauce on it. And I was just in the studio with two friends of mine, Watchman D and Captain Virtue. That's such a Christian.
That is such a
I tell him all the time.
What'd you call it?
A marquee?
No, a comic book.
That's what I'm like.
Are these Avengers? You know what I'm saying?
But he's like a genuine heart brother.
Gotcha.
And he sounds like John Legend. And you can't avoid, having somebody like that on the track,
man,
So we was all just in the studio, and I did the hook. I was like, I don't know about anything about this one. I'll sing it, and it was like, man, that's hot. I was like, all right. It was like, man, I got a verse for it. I got a pre-chorus for it. And that actually was originally on a project called Do You Like Me?
Okay.
It was a rhetorical question. But that project talked a lot about, just my insecurities and certain things that, that I was fighting with, from having, father issues to having father issues, but being a father, to
meaning as in you having father issues with your father.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah, my father not being there, but learning to be there for my son.
Yeah, I had those same issues.
Yeah. That was the kind of the start of the venting. It was songs that I talked. There's a song I had called Superhero.
Okay.
And I was just talking about like, man, I'm like, you don't want to meet your superhero. You don't want to meet your perfect girl or your perfect guy, because most of the time they're gonna let you down.
Right.
Yeah, so like just certain things like that. Where
facts.
like all my life I wanted to be able to just walk up to Brian McKnight, give him my CD, but like, can you listen to this? And he'd be like, yeah, and never get back to you. And then when you finally do get his number, it's like, who is this?
See, now he having a hustle and flow moment.
So so yeah, that song I felt it really wrapped up just that feeling of just uselessness. Is like, because out of all of it, man, I can go back to that day when I found Christ. That I really was able to discover his life.
Right.
I actually got saved on a Friday.
Okay.
But Sunday is so symbolic.
Right. Well, where I was different.
Yeah.
That's another story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man,
okay.
So.
But so since you've given your life to Christ, and since that moment, or since that time, was there the healing of the issues you were having, the father-son issues, or
not really?
like that
my
whole
father still wasn't much.
Still,
like it was a lot of it was inconsistency on his part.
Okay. And
even times where it's just like I go back to this moment all the time. It's so terrible, but he'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna get you that remote control car. I was waiting for a remote control car for like 6 years of my life.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm with you. And it was just certain things like that. And then I stayed in Euclid, Ohio, and he stayed in Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
And his family, I didn't meet his side of the family until I was like 12.
Okay.
And I found them another way, not through him. And I went to their house, and it was like, oh, did you see your father? He was just here last week. I was like, no, he has to pass by Euclid in order to get to me.
Right, yeah.
And it was like, yeah, he here like almost every other month. I'm like, I ain't seen him in 4 years. Like, so, it's just, it's things like that,
I got you.
But I love that God allowed, him to be a part of making me.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's still alive, He was in town last week, and it was like, yeah, we're in Cleveland. I'm like, I'm 45 minutes away in Akron. Here's my address. And they was like, we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
Thought so. Like, that's about it.
Yeah. Well, for me, because again, I grew up with, you had him in your life. I grew up without my father in my life.
Okay.
But for some weird reason, I never developed any kind of, I guess you could say, animosity or any kind of bitterness or any kind of hatred or whatever towards him.
Yeah.
I steered it this way.
Yeah.
In other words, my mother caught the wrath
of
all of that.
Yeah. I appreciate that my mother never said bad about him. She let me learn who he was for myself.
See. Yeah.
Well,
see, my mother never even said that. There was never a discussion about him.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm not even saying, well, your father. It was nothing. You know what I mean? Like, how did I get here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To a point where I started to believe, when you're in your own head, am I a part of this family? Was I adopted? Because something don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't until later in life that I met him and my other side of the family. But I always tell people this, and it just, I can only speak for me, for that year and a half, because he died almost 2 years later.
Wow.
I got everything that I needed from him within that time frame, which was weird but it filled it. So whatever was missing got fixed. But I need to learn how to ride a bike and go out and catch a ball and all that. But just the conversations just changed everything. And it was like, And then I realized, and I'm saying this part, because my mother had said something once about herself. They're just people, man. Because one time she said to me, boy, I ain't know what I was doing. And it just clicked. I was like,
Yeah. And I learned, I realized that. I realized that as an adult.
Because I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I definitely, that definitely has, and it's been, like, it's certain questions that I didn't even ask until I was an adult. Like, I didn't even want to ask. I didn't even decide to, like, think about, like, who's my grandfather? I didn't even know I don't even know my grandfather's name, but last year, I was like, what's my grandfather or my father's side name, and I really just wanted to know that, so it's just certain things. It's kind of like, like you said, like, when you weren't thinking about it, you just really, it didn't really matter. It didn't matter, right, so it's kind of like that, where it's like he existed, and I knew he existed, and he could have been around, but he decided not to, and I moved on. Kids adjust really well, sadly, to certain things,
True that. They're resilient.
Right, yeah.
So what's on deck? Is there a project out? Are you working on a project during this pandemic?
So I've literally, and I was telling Deacon Dirty this. I was telling. But I was just just talking about the fact that I just
Deacon Dirty. He not here.
Oh, okay.
That's Jay Nance. She came
Jay
to hang out.
Okay, yeah. My bad, Jay Nance.
Like, is that Deacon? Nope.
I was
right. You know Deacon if he was here.
Okay,
he stands out.
But yeah, I was just telling her that I hit a hard reset. I actually just re-released on a Sunday.
Okay.
And everything was taken down. Gotcha. So like I got stuff from 3 years ago that's ready. I got stuff from last year that's ready. I got stuff from last month that's ready. So I've been eager. And we're gonna be slow rolling some things. I sent you also Broken Vessels. Okay. That's another one that was on that project. And I sent you another track called Highlight. Okay. That was with me and a friend of mine, Rel Riley, artist out of Akron, Ohio. He was signed under K-Drama for a while.
Oh, K-Drama? Shout out to K-Drama.
Yeah, shouts out.
I've been knowing him for some years now.
Yeah, man. He's a good dude, man. But yeah, we released that, on a collaborative album in 2017. So
gotcha.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up. So where can people find you at, man?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm not a Twitter guy, so I just Twitter. But Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, at DaLomonze, DaLomonze.
And explain the name real quick, because I remember I was looking, I was like, I don't want to say this wrong. I do not want to say this wrong.
So my name is Damian Lomonze Warren. And I took the DA off of Damian.
Right.
Lomonze. So DaLomonze. So you call me Dalo. My R&B name was DL. So a lot of people in Cleveland, if you ever, go and say, hey, DaLomonze, they'll be like, no, know DL? Yeah.
He just left.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, man, I certainly appreciate you coming through, man, and
Thanks for having me, man.
Enjoying your music. I'm glad I met you the other night at the studio. Like I said, I thought you were on the project doing your thing. Cause I'm
glad you did. You wouldn't have me. No,
no. Well, again, what did I say? Yo, you need to go on his show.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
one of those things where you're willing to admit it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I wasn't gonna say it. I was gonna be like, I'm just here.
Yeah, I saw you chilling. I was like, no, man, come take a picture and everything. Let's have some fun while we're here. You know what I mean? But that's what's up. But yeah, dude, when the project drops or whatever else you are working on and all that good stuff, I know you slid it to me though. You said, I do some acting now.
Yeah, hey, listen, I've done. I know how to act.
That's a filmmaker, film producer, film writer.
All right.
She's working on she got a TV series coming out real soon. 30331. She was, gracious enough to let your boy get a role in there. So shout outs to Jay Nance and what she's doing over there at Ace Entertainment and everything. So you never know, man. Y'all need to connect.
To do it.
Yeah. You follow him on IG?
Thank you.
That's what's up. Bad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. Keep us posted on what's going on, bro.
All right. Yeah, I can't wait. On a Sunday is looking like it's great projections for it.
Yeah.
I've been hitting up social media influencers and stuff. Got a couple of TikTok videos and stuff that other people have, posted and made, and yeah. So I'm excited.
That's what's up. It's your boy G-Wade holding it down. G-Wade Radio Show, GWadeRadioShow.com, and I'm kicking it alongside with my man Deacon Dirty. Y'all keep it locked.
You watch. Now subscribe to the G-Wade Radio Show YouTube channel at G-Wade Radio Show to watch interviews from some of your favorite celebrities and independent artists. That's youtube.com/G-Wade Radio Show. Press play, watch, and subscribe.